Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany Bundles, and today's video is going to be all about Shopify magic text generation. So, I know that you all have probably been hearing a lot about new AI systems, and to be honest, when I started doing research on some of the new AI systems, I was excited, but I also got a little bit kind of like, I don't want to say weirded out, or don't want to say scared. I don't really know what the right word would be, but I felt some kind of way because I'm like, this is really, really cool in like a creepy kind of way to me. I don't know if anyone else felt that way. Leave a comment and let me know that I'm not the only one that feels that way. But even with those feelings, I can't deny that this is super cool. So knowing that the AI has been like one of the latest buzz topics in the entrepreneurial community, not even just in the entrepreneurial community. People have been talking about it in like school references, and different corporations have been mentioning it. Excuse me. So there's been a lot of talk about it, but because of all of that buzz, I had a feeling that Shopify was going to roll out something that's custom to their users. And the reason I say that is because Shopify is very innovative. I've been talking about Shopify for years at this point. If you are interested in switching your e-commerce platform over to Shopify, there is a link down below. Click the link, sign up. There may even be a free trial, but you have to click the link to see. Shopify always, to me, seems to come out with different tools and just different solutions for entrepreneurs. So as I'm going through this information, I'm going to scroll through, and I'm also going to read some portions and some parts out of the article here. And if you have any questions, you can always go to Shopify directly and get your questions answered. But so automatically generating product descriptions. So you can get help writing product descriptions with automated text generation. This feature uses artificial intelligence, AI, to take details that you provide, such as product title and keywords, and generates a suggestion for a product description. On this page here, you're seeing the different language supports, so the different languages that are available. They do also have a caution here in this article, just pretty much stating that you are responsible for the accuracy of all of the content that you publish to your store, even if you use AI to create it. So you do want to be mindful of what is on your website. Even if you use this tool, you want to make sure that you're rereading it. You want to make sure that it makes sense. You want to make sure that you don't find it offensive. If you do, there are some ways that you can provide your feedback to Shopify, because there's always room to improve, and because this is such a new feature, we can expect there to be, even if it's not a new feature, we could expect there to be some errors. So be sure to reread all of the product descriptions and things like that. Also, I just scrolled through the languages. By default, American English is the dialect used for English suggestions. The language used to generate your output suggestions is determined by the default language for your storefront. It does go over how you can update the language setting by going to settings, languages, and then change default. They also have tips for improving suggestions. So when you evaluate generated suggestions for your product descriptions, consider what makes a good product description. And they have details and more information on that too that you can click if you go directly to the Shopify Help Center. But product descriptions need to communicate your product's benefit in a non-generic way that reflects your store's brand. So I have worked with a lot of entrepreneurs that have been interested in getting insight and information on how to create product descriptions on their website. So for those of you that have reached out for that, for those of you that are struggling with that, I think this would be a great tool for you all to use to go ahead and generate your product descriptions. However, keep in mind that you still are going to want to reread and make sure that it aligns with what you're trying to convey. So it also goes over product type keywords. So if your product title doesn't explicitly describe the type of product, for example, a product name like Washington that doesn't include eyeglasses, you might get lower quality results. So provide keywords that indicate the product type or category, like hot sauce or bar soap. Information about the buyer. So the best product descriptions reflect the needs and interests of your target buyer. Include some keywords about who the product would be great for, such as their demographic, young parents, or their values, eco-conscious or outdoorsy. This information is helpful for generating product benefits and determining the type of vocabulary that appears in your results. It also goes over specific details about materials and production method, fit, intended use. So any product specifications you provide can be turned into paragraphs in your generated descriptions. It talks about important brand keywords or terminology, and then it also goes over other product details. So you can use the details that you've added to your product in Shopify to give you ideas about what keywords to provide. For example, if your product has variants, then you can provide the variant options such as size and color as keywords. Other product details could be considered as well, such as vendor, category, or collection names. Now, this is the part that really just kind of blew me back. I think this is so cool. The fact that you can choose a tone for your generated content. So the tone of your store's content is how you communicate the personality of your brand, and it influences the feelings customers might have when they read your content. So tone should match the information you're delivering, the situation, and the expectations of the customer, and it should be consistent with your overall approach to content across the brand. When generating product descriptions, you can select from pre-defined tones or specify a custom tone to get your content suggestions that fit with your brand. So if you're not sure which tone to use, then experiment with the tone setting to generate different versions of the text to find a good fit for your product and that speaks to your target customer. So look at all of the different predefined tones that are available. So they have an expert tone. So this is a tone that's written from the perspective of a product or industry expert. This tone sounds professional by using scientific and objective language and statements of fact. They also have a supportive tone. So this is written from a point of view of someone that empathizes with the customer and wants to help them. This tone sounds supportive and uses language that is friendly, approachable, and straightforward. You have a persuasive tone, so you can. This tone is written from the perspective of someone who passionately believes in the value of the product. This tone sounds persuasive and inspiring, using language that appeals to the senses and inspires strong emotions in the buyer. They have a daring tone. Like, this is just. Am I the only one that's just like, wow, like, wow? So the daring tone is written from the perspective of someone who challenges the buyer to be bold and adventurous. This tone uses strong action words to motivate and inspire. They have a playful tone, so written from the perspective of someone who doesn't take themselves or life too seriously. This tone uses fun or quirky language, including humor and slang expressions. And then they have a sophisticated tone. So this is written in the style of a luxury brand selling premium products. This tone sounds sophisticated and refined, using language that appeals to the buyer's desire for high quality and taste. You can also specify a custom tone to using your descriptions by selecting custom from the drop-down menu and specifying a custom tone of voice, such as sarcastic and witty. This custom tone will be available as an option for each product you create descriptions for, unless you replace the custom tone label with a different one, such as confident. Okay, so I think that is super cool. They also go over drafting a full description, how to do that, what steps to take. You can choose which phone you have, and then the steps will vary based on that. So it's automatically selected on iPhone, so it shows steps 1 through 11 on how to do that. Excuse me. We also have, let's see. I'm trying to see what else I didn't cover. So we didn't go over using special instructions yet. I'm going to scroll down and show you all that in just a little bit. Let me see. Okay, so special instructions. So in addition to listing product features and keywords, you can also provide instructions directly to the tool to specify things like description, length, or format. You can use it to get output in a language or dialect that is different from your storefront's default language. So for example, you can add an instruction to write a description that is 40 words or less, to write the description in Spanish, or to finish the description with a sentence that rhymes. Super cool again. Special instructions are not supported on iPhone or Android. So to include special instructions, access the Shopify admin from a desktop computer. So although you can follow the steps that we just scrolled through to draft a full description, if you're wanting to use like the special instructions that we just went over again, you are going to need to be on a desktop computer. So to add special instruction into your instruction in the special instructions field, you can write your instruction as a simple phrase like include emoji, or a complex command like use regional sayings and slang from the American South. In some cases, special instructions might not be interpreted correctly and your generated text may not appear as you expect. You can try generating the text again or adjust the wording of your instruction until you get the desired result. Providing multiple instructions at once might also give inconsistent results. So consider simplifying the instructions for better outputs. If you're getting results that you don't expect, for example, receiving output in English when you're provided an instructions to write in Spanish, you can explicitly say what you don't want in your output. For example, say don't write in English, write it in Spanish. You can also try being as specific as possible. For example, say include 5 emoji rather than include a lot of emoji. So I think that's really, really cool. And then if you do want to provide feedback on suggestions, you can do that. Shopify does list steps. The first step is hover over the suggested content and click the thumbs up button to give positive feedback, or the thumbs down button to give negative feedback. And then select from the predefined feedback types and then provide any additional details that you want to add, and then click send to submit your feedback. So those are the steps right there on providing feedback. Now, I think this is really cool. Like I've been mentioning, I think this is going to be really helpful. It doesn't surprise me that Shopify is offering this AI tool because, like I mentioned a moment ago, and in a lot of my videos, one of the reasons that I do like Shopify, aside from the analytics, is the fact that they do stay innovative. So Shopify definitely keeps up with the times, and they're able to roll out information with like very detailed and step-by-step instructions on how to utilize what they are rolling out. There have been other companies that have, or other e-commerce hosting sites and platforms that I have worked with that just don't do that. Even if they come out with new programs or services, it may be a little challenging to figure out how to actually work the ins and outs. And even when I'm dealing with something that I would consider challenging through Shopify, they have so much information available that it really helps me kind of dissect piece by piece what the new service or app or change entails and how to navigate it. All of this information was provided in the Shopify Help Center. If you don't have Shopify and you are interested, again, you can click the link down below. If you do have Shopify and you're wanting more information, you can click the link down below as well. I do want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.